e, aloha mai e nā kupa o Hawaii ke kamoana pakitika e nā moe mai ki lohana a ni kai mapuna o Hawaii o kai I alo I nā mo'olelo I ka hauke e Nini mai ka ua po'oli pilipi ka na'au lewalani e aloha mai e aloha e aloha o io aloha mai kako e nā makua hine a me nā hoaloha. Mahalo and welcome for attending our presentation today on implementing Hawaiian language, culture, and preschool curriculum. My name is Crabbe. I'm a teacher at Keiki Okaina Palolo Preschool. This is Kauwila. Kauwila Sheldon. She's our new director. And this is Puali More. Yes, and she is our administrator at the preschool. What we just did was our Olie that we do in the morning with the keiki. Our keiki are 3 to 5 year olds. And I'm going to want to put a little closer. Our keiki are 3 to 5 year olds, and we start off the day with Olie and Pule. And the Olie Aloha we just did was an Olie composed by Anela Gueco from Keiki Okaina Family Learning Center, and it talks about the beautiful things that are in Kalihi Valley, because that is where our site is. If some of you may recall, in 2007 they did the home makeover in Kalihi, and that is the Keiki Okaina site where it's at now. And it's a wonderful gift that Keiki Okaina Family Center got from the home makeover. Ms. Momiakana is our CEO and director of Keiki Okaina Family Learning Center. There are many other programs, but the program we like to talk today, what we like to share with you is our preschool curriculum. And like I said earlier, we use Olie and Pule as part of the curriculum because it is Hawaiian, and it is how we start off our day with the keiki. Let's see what else. Okay, our mission statement is in educating children. By doing that, we are not only just educating them, we are educating them in the Hawaiian values that Kauwila and I and Puali are lucky enough to share in the school. We've also planned curriculum that will, touch the keiki senses. What they see, what they touch, what they smell, what they hear, and to have our preschool in Palolo Valley is another gift in itself because we are surrounded in the valley by the Lililehua wind and the Lililehua rain, Kalamai, and the Oma'oma'o wind. And so with all of those things surrounding us, the keiki are also able to learn about their culture. Let's turn it sideways and I know.
On top of my computer, it's right side up, but on top of this, it's turned this way. I don't know why.
So anyway, let's see. What do we have over there?
Oh, Strengthening Families is Puali.
Oh, okay. So Strengthening Families. Strengthening Families is, we also include the ohana, which are the keiki's makua, including their their kupuna, the grandparents, their papa, their nana, their any other siblings. They also we also make sure that when we have events, the families are always invited to participate. And by doing so, when you strengthen families, you create a stronger unit for the child to thrive and learn in. And another thing that we forgot to mention is at Kiki Oka Aina, COCA for short, KOKOKA, COCA acronym. We believe a parent is a child's best teacher. So if you are a parent, no one knows your child better than you. Okay? So knowing that, you as a parent have kuleana, you as a parent have, need to malama your keiki and the rest of the, your other keiki, so that they will see that, they're a part of something, that they are part of the ohana. Okay? So strengthening families, in that.
I do it in the enriching communities and perpetuating cultures. Oli Palolo with Anui, we do Oli Palolo with Anui, and we're right across the Anui side by side. And so these pictures here is all of us participating with other schools and in the community. That's Kumu Kelly from Anui, the kindergarten teacher. We go and we take our keiki there to learn about the school and have them enter, and our goal is to have them enter Anui. And if the parents don't want their child to go to Anui, then that's fine too. We do activities there. And this is our keiki at the state capitol because we were trying to push for early education. This is our keiki presenting at La Kupuna. It's one thing about Olie is that before you go to preschool, it's so important that you know what the wind is like, what the weather is like, and what the elements are like. Because when you build your preschool there, we gotta know what direction is the wind gonna blow, and it might blow everything down. You gotta know where your water is gonna flow. When it rains on your roof, the water trickles down. You gotta know where that water is gonna be diverted to, and how it's gonna be diverted to, because that water may be useful. So if any of you are trying to get a grant to build a preschool or trying to have a license center for your own home, just think about the elements in your community. The winds and the streams and the clouds is so important, because if you don't know your wind and you don't, like Palolo Valley, their Lelilehua it can be called a wind or a rain, but their winds are so strong, so we have a deck and knocks down all our peepers off. Yeah, so it's so important that you know your community and the winds and the rains there. My name is Kauwila Sheldon. I'm the director, and I was raised in Kaaba, but now I live in Kauwila, and I know both winds on both of those sides. And before my kupuna built their houses, they made sure they knew their community so that they could at least build a strong foundation of the way their house is built. Perpetuating cultural day. We have cultural day. In this picture, we have two keiki that brought their own tanoa. If you don't know what a tanoa is, it's where you put your awa inside, your bowl. And they shared about that. And the boy in the black, his grandfather makes out of la'au, different kinds of trees, makes massage things to massage your hua. It's like a o'o, kind of like. And so they had the opportunities to share those kinds of things. In the middle, the young girl that's pounding that poi, the huli or the kalo from that poi is from our Kalihi site. And the men brought it down to the state capitol, and the children are pounding it. The young little girl on the side over there, her mommy works with the film over here. And she in the background, that's her indigenous garden. So we have an indigenous garden on the right hand side of our preschool, which is like ulu, avapuhi, different kinds of kukui, mamaki, and this mamaki is not from our site, but we will be teaching the keiki about mamaki, because it's a very important traditional use in our culture and from our kupuna, and that's what we want to instill. Because when you work, just keep in mind when you work for other places, such as the Department of Education, not to put them down or anything like that. Not all the time you will be able to have a venue to bring in your own resources of what your kupuna taught you, because they're so into standardized testing, and that's not what we're about. Oli and protocol, Oli Como, Oli Aloha, Oli Pololo, and Oli Mahalo. And she kind of went through the Oli Como when you enter, and Puamahe and Puali have been hula dancers. So there's always a stage of what you, before you enter, you do a Oli, a chant. Or when you, before you enter the Nahelehele or a forest, you have to ask permission and do a Oli. And the Oli Aloha is love and affection. So the one of the Olis for Pololo is He Aloha no He Aloha la Aloha no e Hawaii. And on, it'll talk about Pololo Valley, the winds, the mountain, the craters, Waikiki, and 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 that's a kind of that Oli is a love of affection for Pololo, and even our Oli Aloha for Kiki Okaina is a love and affection that we have for our communities and our children.
And this is a picture
before at Ulupo. This is the picture of the Keiki doing an Oli before they enter Ulupo. And then Oli Mahalo and Puali can talk about Oli Mahalo.
The Oli Mahalo is pretty much for when we have special guests and occasions. We use it, to show our gratitude and respect.
Oli Como is our keiki before they enter. They're asking permission to come in. So they say aloha. E amako na keiki o kaina. E ai mai amako e como. And then the kumu will kahea.
Them into the
Yeah. And then this is the Oli for Palolo, and so they have Lili Lehua o Palolo la, and this is Wai o Ma'o Waikiki. And then all the way to the end, they say Ua nani o Palolo, Ua kaulana e. So and this Oli, so whenever you if you're thinking about building your own preschool or your own program, always think about the things in that community so you can implement it in your Oli. And we wrote who it's by. We didn't rate this Oli. And then even this Oli Mahalo that Kumu Puali was saying about it. Integrating our Mala with curriculum. This picture is not at our site, but it's at Ulupo. And although we have two kukui nut trees, two different kinds of kukui nut tree, the mother in this picture, she is teaching the children how to twine the kukui into a lei, and each child twined them and then they did a lei. So there's so many uses for kukui. Not only that, it's an awesome teaching tool. And then that's our garden where we let go our butterfly.
And so also last year in 2011, we the teaching staff and with our other director agreed that it was suggested that we have our first graduating Papa have a name, like in Pula, they graduate by the name the kumu has selected for them. So last year although we didn't have a name for them then, what we did do though was make kihe for our keiki, and so
it was called Papa Kukui.
Yeah, this year was Papa Kukui, 2012.
Yeah.
Last year we started off just making the kihe without, it was kind of like a little last minute thing. But we did have our first graduating class last year, 2011, graduate in kihe, which we made with the kukui nut leaves, the la'au, the lau, I should say, the lau from the kukui nut tree on our campus. When you walk up to the school, the classroom, there's a kukui nut tree right in the front. So we use those leaves to make the kukui for their first kihe. This year, after the first graduation, when I look back on it, I realized starting in 2012, which was this year, we will have names from here on out. Each class will be given a name for their when they puka. Yeah, when they puka. So this year we kind of went a little bit backwards, but this year was Papa Kukui. A little carryover from last year. So they were Papa Kukui. They were able to wear the kihei that was made last year, and our director who came this year, who didn't come last year but came this year, saw the kihei on the Papa Kukui class, and she felt that it was only right that they be given the kihei for them to use. And the kihei would be used, they can use it for the rest of their life. Of course, they're going to outgrow it, but at least they'll have the first kihei, and it was a gift from Momi.
I just wanted to add that each class, when they're called Papa Kukui or Papa Ulu or Papa La'i, during that year, they're going to learn about that plant, and that our mala is garden, Yamu's garden. So they're going to learn everything about it. For the kukui nut, we have a kukui nut tree in the entrance, so they would pick the kukui nuts, they would pick the leaves, make bouquet, and create things with it. They would also learn about oils from kumu, puamana, learn about the meanings of the kukui, learn with the tops. They would play with tops with the nuts, so that it's meaningful. And at the end of the graduation, we're planning that they do a whole ike lelo Hawaii, perhaps, and describing what they've done with each plant and how they learned from it during graduation. So that's a significance too about our mala.
So the Papa this year, 2012, 2013, the Papa that will be graduating next year in 2013, they will be Papa Ulu. And the following year, we already picked a name for them because the Papa Ulu and Papa La'i. Papa La'i is the younger class this year beneath the Papa Ulu class. So 2013, 2014 will be the Papa La'i, which is tea leaves. And we do have a nice little garden grove of la'i in our mala. Yes. So well, the kumu have the ulu. We did the ulu for our kihei, and this is the kalai. Some of the kukui leaves that we use on the kihei for the keiki. And so reiterating what Kauwila said, the class will learn about their name. So they have that connection of I am Papa Ulu. We have Ulu Chuli. The Ulu has the breadfruit. Yeah, we will be baking, boiling the Ulu, have them taste, have them find out what the edible characteristics of it is, and it's also very healthy. We all know ulu is very healthy. Next to kalo, and the lau are important. Not only for just decoration, but also for medicinal purposes. And also it's also you can use for lei when they're nice and brown. You can use them to make decorations. What else?
In this picture, our mala, that's our worm bin. So the lepo from that bin goes into our trees in our garden. That's a composting area. And back there, you can see the bananas. And
on the banana.
Yeah, it's because the worm bin is right next to the mai'a, and then over here is where one of our teachers that go pulelehua, because we had some of them there, and there's all kinds of awapuhi, kupu. There might be a tiny mountain apple tree that he tried to grow, and then here we have our keiki growing seedlings. And then to your left, those keiki, they're picking popolo and poha berries there. And there's lili ko'i growing on the side. So there's all kinds of food groups in our mala. And so we implement that mala into our curriculum as well. Yeah. And Montessori and Reggio inspired.
preschool goes by two philosophies. One is Montessori, and the second one is Reggio Emilia. So for the Reggio Emilia, we co-explore the learning experience with the children, and then we help the children express their knowledge through representational work and form a collective among other teachers and parents.
Let's see, because we need to turn off the light.
Oh, you want me?
Oh, she never turned off the we have some activities here that, so this year, in the beginning of our school year, which just started 2 weeks ago, we decided, so the Papa Ulu, we're going to make face masks. They were going to make face masks. So what we did was pick the ulu from the tree, and we had the keiki do rubbings. So basically, maybe we can pass out for those who want to, and we pass out this around. So today you get to create your own face mask, or your own piece of art actually, your own piece of art. So and then right here, make their art. So what we did was the keiki got their ulu, and the best way to do it is do it on the back side. Do it on the back side, and then you get the crayon, and you use a flat crayon, and you hold it up like that. Yeah, and you gotta use a flat crayon. Don't go scratching it, it might be kind of complicated. But so when you use the flat part of the crayon, you will get the relief part of the back part of the ulu, and that's what you want. You want that the organic feel of the ulu coming up through the paper. And what that does with the keiki, to us it might be like, oh, okay, scratching. But what the keiki sees when you do that is also fine motor skills, holding the crayon, and the motion of going up and down with their arm. Okay, that is part of their fine motor skills. And parents or makua, when your keiki are doing stuff like this, don't go over there and correct it and try to make it perfect. The beautiful part of when the keiki make their own art is they know they made it themselves, and they take pride in it, and the makua should look at it as, no, my keiki is unique. No other keiki can make the kind of stuff my keiki does, which is so true. Okay, so and it is art. We all know, if you have keiki, they bring home their art and you keep it and you collect it because you think one day you're going to make a museum gallery. I still have my keiki art. I'm still waiting to do my gallery for my daughter who just graduated with her master's last couple months ago. But the time will come. I may not do the gallery. I may just make frame art for a while.
So a lot of these kinds of activities, implementing Hawaiian culture into this kind of art is parallel to Reggio Emilia. In fact, there was this workshop this guy that did a workshop at Reggio Emilia. He goes, Hawaiian culture is Reggio Emilia. You guys are already doing it. So a lot of things our people did, like for instance, marine science, or we did fish ponds. Westerners just have to have a name to label it. So we were from thousands and thousands of years ago. Our kupuna was already doing what some of the these experts, or like Marvin Gardner, who uses intelligences, different types of intelligences. Our kupuna was already doing it. Yeah.
And this is so the ulu, the Papa Ulu, will have their own face mat. We just laminated it this week. So when they go to lunch, when we have ai mama, which is snack, we have morning snack. We have aina avakia, which is their lunch, and then we have ai mama, kakai, ahiahi. Anyway, afternoon snack. And they will use their face mat. The papala'i, being that they're the younger class, they made la'i, and a little bit smaller, their face mat. When they are sitting down, and we're aikako, I do a taken upon my kuleana to implement my ka'i noho, which is, sitting down and having proper etiquette or proper sitting to know how to eat, keiki are keiki. They're gonna play at the table. They're gonna, yell at the table. They're gonna play and, stick food up each other's face. But, little by little, it's up to the kumu to make sure that they know, and, there's a time and place for that kind of play. And at school, we try to teach them that, proper etiquette. So, anyways, let's see. What else do we want to talk about? FYA. So, actually, I got this idea. I did it for a friend of mine who is a doctor at the UH in the Olelo. And he was attending a Olelo class, a storytelling class, with and they did a story on the opae, or about the opai who the opihi, yeah, the opihi that stuck to the puhi's eye because he had taken one of the sisters, one of Wahine, and took her to the cave and was going to keep her there. But the brother came. Here's the brother. Here's the brother. And so here he is. He's the brother. The brother. And he went to go save the sister because the puhi, who is hiding down there in the cave, where is he? No, the puhi's actually, I didn't take him out.
Okay.
So anyway, I just took the dolls and made them into puppets, and all of the characters in this song Opae.
That's the opai.
Yeah, the opai. Here's the opai right here. I made him into a puppet, so he's the opai, and he's being asked, what can I do to, well, the boy is asking, and, all the little animals say, oh, not me, I can't help, what can I do? And then there's also about the poo-poo. Is part of it. It's a poo-poo, yeah. And then there's a pee-pee. Here's a pee-pee. I just kind of made it bigger so it would show up more. But I was telling the mother earlier, the greatest part about of teaching your child is reading. Engaging your child even before the child is born. But puppet is just a tool. Any other thing, the books. When the child sees you reading, somewhere in their mind they know that's important, for them to read. And that's part of the literacy. Reading to your child is so important,
We also make our own 3-part cards. And so right here, we have 3-part cards where it's left to right, that's the pre-reading skill, that's left to right, and pre-writing skill is a left to right thing. So we made our own, and we taught the keiki how to honi in the traditional sense of honi, ibu, ibu. And so we have that one, and then, so what they do is they put, so you teach them Olie, and then they get the picture and match the picture underneath. And then they get the word and match the word, Olie. And they start from left to right. Then we made pula, our own pula. We made noho. So this teaches a pre-writing skill, a pre-reading skill, so that development. And you can do this at home with anything, with anyone. And there's different ages too. It doesn't have to be preschool. It could be geography to help a child learn, and it's for all learners, no matter what. So we do one like this. We have other things here like palawa, different things. Yeah, with papa. If you want your child to know papa things with papa with Olelo Hawaii or or with the consonants or Olelo Hawaii. You can also do Hawaiian nouns and things of that nature. What else? And then the colors. So we have colors.
That's the basics right there. The colors.
Yeah.
Anything. You can do this in a. This is more formal, but you can do it. You know, things around the house or Napuke have beautiful Napuke are out in Olelo or have Hawaiian Olelo elements in the book that talk about um, you know by Ho'olu.
This was made by someone. I don't think she was from Hawaii, but she created these things. You can create your own. You don't have to go and buy them. You can take pictures of any kind of anything that you want to teach your keiki. You can just do your own. Yeah.
So, and there are many resources out there. Native Hawaiian books has some learning instruments and learning tools in Olelo for the keiki. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
And so let's see, we have evaluations that we'd like to pass out. If you want to come and make some kukui nut rubbing, please come and help yourself.
And if you want to make your own 3-part card lesson, just help yourself with these blank sheets of paper. And we can also guide you. We can tell you how you can do it, and because it works for our program.
Okay.
And yeah, those are blank, but they can just draw, right? But like our keiki, they're pretty successful. Even though if they don't enter unknowingly, a lot of our parents, they try to take them to private schools, and we don't reject that or anything like that, and we just encourage the makua, and we encourage the ohana.
Again, our preschool is located in Palolo, and we love it there. Because it's almost like, well, I won't say it's almost not like work, but
Yeah.
it is kind of, it's work, but it's enjoyable work.
Yeah,
because
it's very
we were in a valley. There's a song that I teach the keiki, Keonani, and it talks about the sky. So they know that's where the manu lives, flies in the sky. And then my favorite verse is Iukala, Iukana, Ula. And we have, we're in a valley, so they can see the mountains. So they go to one side, they have to look at the mountain when they say the song, and then they have to point to the other side of the mountain when they see the song. So they see the connection, if they were down by Waikiki at the beach, if they were to sing this song, they would look for the mountain, which would be, up Mauka, up Yuka. So they would point to Yuka. No matter where they are on this island, they will find a Yuka. So whenever they sing this song, they always know to, point in the direction where the Yuka is, the Mauka. So that's a connection when they singing. There's a connection in our language, in the Olelo. We are not Hawaiian immersion, but we do integrate Olelo in simple commands like inoho, ma'anei, sit here, aikako, epulikako.
Ekomo iloko, ekomo mai, or ekomo
Ho'olohiakumu, yeah?
Yeah.
Ho'olohiakumu. That's like, they don't get it by now, I don't know. But, it's a matter of repetition. That's Western way. It's also the Hawaiian way where, you correct the child by not scolding. You correct the child by repeating the correct action. So if they're not sitting down, you just keep repeating it until until they do sit down, and if they still don't, then you go over there and you guide them to sit down.
Or you model
They'll
to
learn,
them.
yeah, you model it to
You
them.
model to them because they see you, yeah, they see you they see you as a kumu, and so you model noho aha aha, and then they will do noho aha aha.
Yeah, just sitting down, crisscross. You know, crisscross applesauce. Well, noho aha is crisscross applesauce. Yeah. So, you know, so Hawaiian cultural integration. It comes in many forms, but for Keiki Okaina Preschool, it's a evolving thing for us. We're only like 5 years old, but just within the past 2 years, we've really started implementing the Hawaiian part. Well, actually, we've been doing it from the very beginning. We're just doing more of it every year now, and I think we're just finally getting, ho'omua, ho'omo to make the curriculum Hawaiian enough, or as much as Hawaiian we can, to make it more enriching and make the whole curriculum a whole curriculum for the whole child.
And as the Wahine koa, we're the movers, the shakers, the callers, the nurturers, and the strong foundation of our lahui. So what we model to the keiki, and how we support the keiki is what they're going to take with them. So we're planting seeds for them.
Does anyone have any questions? We're so appreciative that you bring the little keiki. I mean, it's a lot to absorb. I know it's a lot to absorb, but just know Hawaiians were in their own way were very intelligent as far as engineering, as far as wayfinding, as far as teaching the values of the ohana. So that's what we're trying to teach at the school now, and you can do that in your everyday life in any way that you find that suits your needs for your family. And there's no right way. There's no right way.
And I just wanted to add that each of our kupuna may have been different. Each of our ancestors may have been different. What the energy that three of us bring in is pretty much tied from the people from our kupuna. Whether it's mamakiti and art being an artist, and being a writer or being a singer, it's tied from what we share with the keiki, or what we offer is usually from our kupuna.
All of the keiki learn oli kumu, oli when you teach them, or you just do it by mouth and repeating, and it's.
Yes, we don't give them the words because they haven't learned to read yet, So they will learn by standing in line. So the older class already learned it from last year, right? So the Papa Ulu comes in the front, the Papa Lai line up in back of them, and the Papa Lai, it's their kuleana to, kuiluna, and to lo'olohe mai, the kua'anas in the front. So that's how they learn every day, and they're picking it up because we, as a kumu, are in front of them, and we watch their vaha, their mouth. Some of them are getting it, but just to hear it and know that they are they're not by themselves, they're in a line, they will pick it up faster.
So you don't ever break it down, you just go through the whole oli.
Oh yes, we don't stop because it's all repetitive. It's all, the mind is like one big wheel. You can't, opiate it.
2, 3, 4 years old, at that age, they absorb everything really quickly.
Yeah.
Very elegant.
And that's why immersion is so successful too. We are fairly, immersion, but
This is just my opinion. I just feel that it's just in our DNA to learn orally. So when you have all these tests coming down on our keiki, all these standardized testing, and this paper and pencil written thing, the people wonder why our Hawaiian children are not doing well. It's not that. We are oral traditional people. That's just my opinion though.
Yeah, we like to do they work with their hand. Our keiki love being in the garden. I mean, they thrive when they're in the garden. I mean, When we have the popolo or the poha berry and we have lilikoi, we share it with them during Aimama time. We cut it up and give it to them. And when the parents come, the parents are amazed because the keiki rather eat the poha and the popolo and the lilikoi than eating the jellies, the snacks. You know, the sugar. The
And
sugar
you gotta remember, McDonald's is like down the hill from us, too. So we're teaching
So
them.
convenient.
Yeah, we're teaching them the food sources. And then voila.
Anybody else have any questions? Okay. Well, we have free to come and look at what we have, the different activities.
Please sign in and take mamaki kalamai.
Whoever didn't get one. Yeah. Wow. Kumu, mahalo.